Cool. Alright, cool. Alright, so we good to go then? Excellent. Alright, so this is Rockman 3, also known as Mega Man 3. The version differences are very, 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 very minor, but they do exist, and the Japanese version is faster by like 2 seconds, so I'm playing the Japanese version. Alright, so I guess without further ado, I'm going to get started on this thing. Hi.
This is the brother.
Hi, brother.
The famous.
More importantly, the camera's right here.
Alright.
Alright, so yeah, this is Rockman 3.
I made it.
Do you want to sit here? This you're like right on the camera.
You're good.
So,
Right here, buddy. We just met.
Hey man, I find that attractive.
so things about Mega Man 3.
That's why I married my wife.
It's
Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
yeah.
TMI.
So
Andy some space for commentary.
yeah, it's fine. It means I don't have to make commentary. So this is the first game in the franchise that lets you slide. So obviously, sliding, you gotta do sliding all the time. So things to know for this game. It is very, very mash heavy for at least the early game. So I gotta make sure I'm mashing. So there are there's more than 3 routes that that speedruns take, but like there are 3 like main routes that exist. They are Top First, Magnet First, and Gemini First are the 3 big ones. Top is the fastest by like 6 seconds, but I don't exactly use the 6 seconds optimally that I would save and just use them up anyway. Also, I died here because timing is hard on a CRT. I'm not used to CRTs at all, so the input delay that doesn't exist. I'm so used to input delay that exists, now there's input delay that doesn't exist. So now I'm like trying to get used to that, especially in this high-paced game. But regardless. So, the 3 main routes, Top, Magnet, and Gemini. Like the reason why Gemini is kind of first in some routes is because Gemini is like the worst level, straight up. So get the worst level out of the way first, right? And Magnet's just a simpler route overall, and then Top's the hardest route, but also the fastest. Of course, now I'm not being fastest because I've already died. For some reason, I decided to join the Mega Man 3 Any% tournament and learn this game at the very beginning of the year. So I just made sure, learn fast, right? I'm getting a 3 cycle. Ew. You can 2 cycle them if, you're good. But, so yeah. Like I said, 3 routes, Magnet, Top, Gemini. There's also like a needle first route that exists. I don't know what the heck is up with that one. But I'm pretty sure I heard inklings of a snake first route too. I don't know what the dealio is. I'm not the expert. I learned this game at the beginning of this year to join the tournament that I came in top 16 in, I believe. I had fun with that one. But I digress. So let's actually talk about the game now. So Shadow Man's level is another really, really tricky level, especially if you're doing Top first. If you're doing Magnet first, this level is much, much more manageable because Magnet missiles are actually very, very strong. But otherwise, for one section, you can use Magnet missiles to trivialize. In the this route, you use Top Spin on it, and it makes it very, very dangerous. So I mentioned this game being mash heavy. There's a lot of mashing. So I'm gonna try to focus a little bit here. Oh, good, nice explosion. Yeah, the explosion hitbox is lingering. The other big thing about this game is that it lags so much. There's so much lag in this game. You don't notice it until you're trying to play it. Nice, I missed everything here. Alright, so this section is pretty awful if you're trying to do fast. I'm going to play it safe because I don't want to die again. Nice item. I almost just died to that. I could have probably gone for that, but yeah, these are the 6 seconds you would have saved if you're actually good at the game, but I'm not. I'd rather not, I'd rather not waste the more than 6 seconds by dying at this point. Especially considering the differences in input to play I'm experiencing right now, so I'm not really used to it. So top spin kills this guy fast. You just spin on him a few times and he's already gone. Blink and you miss it. Oh, but if you're not careful, if you like hit him while he's still invincible with top spin, you'll basically drain your entire ammo supply and you have to buster him, which takes more time. Shadow Blade, one of the best weapons in this game. It's like Metal Blade, but more balanced. You know how Metal Blade was in 2. It kills everything. In this game, it's a little bit more balanced. You can only have one on screen. It's shorter range, but it's still pretty darn good. You still got your multi-directional shooting. There are penguins. I like penguins.
I love penguins.
I also love penguins. But they take 1,000,000 shots to kill. They're full of fish, yeah. I took way too much damage from penguins. Alright, so. You can jump out of a slide here and skip a cutscene. Also, the music kind of freaks out. But, so yeah, skipping that cutscene saves time, obviously. The other big thing is, remember when I mentioned that this game is laggy? Also, nice zip. The game is laggy as heck. And that includes the music. The music lags the game. So, by doing that, that cutscene skip, we killed the music, and ironically made the game a lot less laggy.
Oh, that's good.
Also, yeah, that's a messed up sprite. It's supposed to be a giant penguin robot that shoots out penguins. He's kind of a mess. He's kind of a mess now.
Working
I
as
see
a
the penguins, don't you?
Yeah.
Take my glasses.
Alright, so this part is tricky. Whatever. Oops. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, so this part is actually really, really tricky. You notice I was doing those slide jumps. If you mess up, you die, obviously. But the big thing is, in this game, if you slide, there is 8 frames where you cannot jump out of the slide. The first 8 frames, you cannot jump out of it. So you gotta start your slides as far left as you can, really, and also make sure you press the jump, like, late. So Gemini Man, he takes 2 damage from Shadow Blade, which makes his fight a little bit quicker than if you were just doing straight Buster strats if you do Gemini first. But thankfully I survived the 1 block slides. That's the thing. That's one of the things I was worried about. But yeah, the 1 block slide, that section is kind of laggy because the fish in the bottom and also the dragonflies. In a perfect world, you'll try to kill some of the dragonflies to reduce the lag. Otherwise, you have to try to make sure you just, don't drop your inputs. Simple as that, really. So Needleman, he gives you the rush jet, which gets a lot of mileage in this run. Pretty good thing. Nice menuing. So you just use the Gemini laser to kill these guys in 1 shot instead of the 6 shots they normally take. Because, why not, right?
Would have pulled over, you can get on stream.
You wanna get on camera? My big melon's like right there.
There you go.
No, that's Mike's out of
Uh.
sight. That's Mike's seat. Where are you, Mike?
Ryan, you should sit on the floor and just have your hair
Alright, so-
showing. Nothing but
What the
the
hell is
hair.
that back there? Put your glasses on top of your
He's taking, he hasn't cut it in a while. He's been taking over.
So this level is pretty straightforward. It's nothing crazy. Just using lasers to shoot some things. The boss, on the other hand, could be a very, very interesting train wreck if you mess up. Well, if you miss. The big thing isn't missing. Because the Gemini laser lags the game. Also, you can only have 1 on screen at a time. Also, it bounces everywhere if you miss. So don't miss, right?
Also, best face. Love that man.
I fired the wrong way because of the lag. It's going crazy. See you. Alright. We only have 1 new dual laser. New Dua. Yes, we call them new Dua lasers after the speedrunner new Dua. I guess I don't know where that came about. I just know it's it was a thing in the Mega Man tournament, so obviously it must be a thing prior to that too, because apparently he must have made missing lasers famous. The infamous new dual lasers. Alright, so now we got the Rush Jet. Pretty good thing. It makes the infamous Yoku block section in Magna Man a lot quicker. I mean, it's not a long thing anyway in this game, but I mean, why not make it quicker, right?
Go fast.
That's like another reason. That's another reason I Top First is faster than Magna First, because you have Rush Jet here. Oops. Alright, so one other version difference. If you shoot while falling, you have your gun out in Japanese version, not in the American version. That's really, really important. It's not important, but it looks cool.
That's some style points.
Mm-hmm. And the other major difference between the two versions, I guess I'll explain that now before I forget about it. When you get hit, you have your invulnerability time. You know, that's Mega Man. That's how it has always been. But in the US version, if you pause the game while you're invincible, as soon as you unpause, you're like, it basically cancels your invincibility in the US version for some reason. What? Where's my Rush Jet? Hello? Rush Jet never came out? Okay, nice. I think I spawned him off the top of the screen. I think that's what happened there. But in the Japanese version, that is not the case. You can have a... I'm an idiot. If you press start while you're invincible, you will have the invincibility when you get back. So again, it gets used in like one spot to save a few seconds over the US version. There we go. Jumped too early last time. Thankfully, I died in not totally compromising spots. Nice shot. Yeah, nice life. The backup life in case I decide to die again. In a perfect world, I shouldn't die anymore, but you know, we got through most of the harder stuff, and apparently died on the easier stuff. So Shadow Blade, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's not his primary weakness, but he dies in 4 shots to it anyway. I don't understand what's up with that one, because his weakness is supposed to be Spark Shot, or Spark Shock, or whatever the heck it's called in this game. But Sparkman's thing is the thing that's supposed to kill Magna Man. But you can tell what weapons are important in this game and which ones aren't. But which ones I can remember the names of truly. Magna missiles are very, very good. They are very, very helpful. They do a very large amount of damage to normal enemies. They will get a lot of mileage. But yeah, Shadow Blade also very good. We have all the good stuff. So the beginning of Hardman's level has these bees that I've messed up already. Now I got bees, and we lag the game.
Yeah.
I lag the game even more.
I've seen this meme.
Not the bees.
You're all getting bees.
Yep. Yeah, you're supposed to shoot them with your Shadow Blade, but I apparently didn't feel like shooting. I wanted to show you what happens if you don't hit them. There you go. Now you know what happens. You get bees.
Seems legit.
You lag the game a lot, and you get bees. So I'm going to try to do my favorite strategy in the game that's going to cost me like 3 seconds to do if I mess up. But if I do it right, then it saves like a second. I messed up. I didn't lose the 3 seconds though because I didn't get hit. But you can do a swag rush coil jump further up the ladder. Normally you can just climb up and just be fine, but it's way cooler to do the cool rush coil jump, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta go for swag. Alright, so we're almost done, but we have to dodge one more bee. We don't kill this one, we can just outrun it. So we just kind of leave. Also Proto Man in an awkward arena. Oh, not that was too close. I think I shot too many magnets there. We'll be fine. Yeah, I didn't shoot him enough before I started using magnets. Also, the one magnet didn't hit him for some reason.
Went up off the
Trunk magnets. I have enough magnets as long as I don't like mess up.
You went to the rush, which is awesome.
Yeah. I missed one. We're fine. We're fine.
Fist.
We're fine. Oh, also, you want to kill the bosses as close to the middle of the screen as possible, because Mega Man has to run to the middle to absorb his powers for some reason. For whatever reason, he just has to do that. Hard Knuckle!
Hard knuckles.
It gets used in 2 spots in the entire speedrun, which is more than Spark Shot. That gets used only 1. Good music alert. Oops. My input got eaten there. There's supposed to be a shot. If you shoot the same frame you land, you don't shoot. But any enemies that would react to you shooting will still do their thing. That's how you know that that you press the button but nothing happened. Because the enemies will react to you not shooting. Also, yeah. See,
Fly over that thing.
yeah,
Use some of the structure frame clipping tricks
yeah.
that don't help.
Yeah, also, the same thing happens if you turn around. If you try to turn around and shoot at the same time, you will not shoot. It's, really, really annoying. Landing... You should be surprised how often you land and shoot at the same time when you're speedrunning. When you fire blanks a whole lot.
Jeez.
That's not what I meant.
You were thinking that, Nick.
Why were you thinking that? It's we all know that, you know, blanks are a real thing in guns. Also, we're jumping over this guy, too, because forget this nerd. Slide out.
We'll have a lot of people jumping over other people.
Yes. Well,
In slow motion.
yeah, because the game lags. Just by them existing, the game lags. It doesn't know what it's doing. No, see a life.
Missed that one.
I don't need it. I already have an extra life. Also, I'm not going to die anymore, right?
Right.
Of course.
Alright, so another interesting thing about this game. Your ammo for rush it's only consumed when you're standing on it. So, you know, just keep jumping. Just keep jumping, you never waste your ammo.
That's convenient.
It's a very, very convenient way to save your ammo. It'll come into play in at least one other spot in the game. I was supposed to shoot there. Everything's fine. This fight isn't that tricky. He does have a little bit of RNG to his patterns, but you just deal with it. Like,
Snakes are definitely weak to needles.
have you ever stabbed a snake?
Many.
Lots of snakes.
Stabbing a snake is a pretty.
But with a needle, though.
Hmm.
That's right. Only,
You'll see
only,
me stab
only,
some
only
snakes and then
syringes.
results.
Alright, Surge Snakes. Surge Snakes, another weapon I'll remember the name of because it gets used more than Spark Shot.
Help them break the addiction, Bobby. They're addicted to venom. It's trying to break them. That's right. Oh, we
That's
gotta
a
get
tough.
more
I missed the guy. He's lagging the game.
You don't wear headsets, really?
Used to be a clusterfuck.
I have my wife here. Oh my gosh.
Josh.
Magnets are good. Magnets are very strong.
Yeah, he's parking the car. Where?
That guy takes 8 shots normally to kill with the pea shooter. Magnets do 2.
My wife set us up on a play date.
That was a sweet jump.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get hit here. And probably almost die. I should have died. I feel like I should have died there for missing the slide jump. You just that guy for some reason immune to magnets, so you don't even bother shooting him. Why waste the magnets, right? I don't know why they take 2 magnets and 3 normal shots, but those Hammer Joes take 8 normal shots but 2 magnets. It's a little bit sketchy with damage values. This is to reduce the lag because, again, the game lags. Do your menuing now, because Sparkman is weak to Shadow Blades. Electricity hates ninjas.
Indeed.
I'm dead! Good thing I have that life. Good thing I got that extra life. I should have, yeah. That's the first time.
Back, so you say
Yeah. It's funny because I have never died to that slide. I've always been warned that would happen to me, but it has never happened to me until then. That slide has never killed me. Alright, I'm not gonna slide this time. Yeah, I have never died to that slide except for that time. I've never had that happen to any of my other runs. It was bound to happen, right? I was warned about it. It's like, you know, you'll die if sometimes just on that slide. Like, it's never happened to me, so it must always work, right? Alright, we did it. 8 robots in 1930, which is like, you know, a minute and a half slower than world record. Or my PB. I think it's even slower than that, yeah. I think world record's like 1730 or something.
You're playing faster.
Playing fast, yeah. It's all fast's fault. Alright, so is it Spark Shot or Spark Shock? I can't remember. Alright, Spark Shock. Good. Goody. It only gets used in one spot, so. Alright, so now it's time for the infamous Doc robot stages. They're
There we go.
yeah, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time.
Game Y.
How many lives? I might actually just take the intentional gamer just for safety, like, at this point. Do I have any lives? If I do, no, I have an extra life. Never mind, I lied.
Yeah,
We're not
straight
dying.
Straight around that, you'll find it.
We're not dying. We're manning up because I got another extra life somewhere. Oh, there's another shot that got eaten by landing. Oh, that was a shot that was eaten by by me collecting things. Also, a nice menu. I need magnets. I'm gonna wait for that. Just shoot magnets. Solve everything. This used to be a thing here, but it was gone. Alright, so. We switch to needle cannon now because it's the first stock robot's weakness, and also it's just functionally similar to the Mega Buster at that point, so. My inputs keep getting eaten. I just wanted to shoot. I just wanted to shoot one of the eggs while falling. Ah! The whole landing.
Those baby Smurfs.
The landing and shooting thing, man. It's impossible.
Hope that didn't pick up in the.
It's Flashman.
I'm gonna take it a step further. Sorry.
You shoot him with a bunch of needles. And he dies. Oh, there's a very, very one minor difference in between versions here, too. In the US version, he fires like a full volley of shots. In the Japanese version, he only fires one shot for some reason. I don't know why. He just does. It doesn't change anything, really, but... You take some damage boosts, lag the game a whole lot because you don't throw a ninja star. There we go. Yeah, it's just damage boost and slide through spikes. The game lags so much there that your invincibility lasts longer. So we are at. There's water before a boss door. I wonder who could be behind it.
Airman.
It could be Airman.
No?
It's Bubble Man.
If you're underwater, I mean, you need air.
I wonder who this.
Oxygen Man.
You just hit him with a bunch of Shadow Blades, because again, Shadow Blades are good. Just like in Mega Man, you hit him with Metal Blades. You hit him with Shadow Blades in this game, the things that are functionally similar. Alright, there's no necessary order to do these in. I just do the order that Fasta does because he's awesome. Also, these ones are the harder ones first. Oops. Oh man, I touched if you touch the spike at the same frame each screen transition, you kill the music. Which is, you know, again, the music lags the game, so why not, right? Makes your life a lot easier.
Makes the stream more interesting.
Yeah, it makes the commentary more interesting, right?
Right.
Can we beatbox it?
These are nearly as scary as they look. I didn't slide. I didn't slide. I didn't slide.
Lack of music.
There's lack of music. It threw me off. Now there's music, and also I'm at the start of level again. I get to kill music again, though. See, I blame CRTs. There's a setup for that. You can do it every time.
You're supposed to say that's a really hard trick.
Alright.
I'll be really impressed that I just did it twice in a row.
It's a very hard trick.
It's a good that's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we have to get that at least one time.
Well, I already had.
Have
Yeah,
you
the
said
one-
that?
Yeah,
You
on
said
the- on
that?
the
Yeah.
one slide.
Yeah, the one slide in Sparkman. I already had that happen. That's never happened to me before. I was warned about it, but it's never happened to me before. It's like, this could kill you. I'm just gonna weenie out for that jump. Slide, please? Thank you. If you slide there, it's fine. But I didn't slide there. Also, I didn't shoot a bullet there. I pressed the button. It didn't shoot, though.
One of those grenades
Alright, Woodman, I don't know what the heck they did with Woodman in this game, but he, well, not only is he huge, he also does like a gajillion damage. Like, look how much damage that did, like, and you, the speedrun route is just to eat hits and just shoot him when you can, like. Again, just 8 shots versus 2 shots. I think the math is simple enough. Normally I'd use magnets, but I want to save my ammo just in case I don't get like drops. Just because if you actually don't have enough magnets for the entire room if you kill the Hammer Joes, so you kind of have to hope for an ammo drop. Also, I forgot to menu into topspin. This guy is weak to topspin for some reason. I don't know. Blame Capcom for making a boss that they probably don't want you to be touching by forcing you to use a weapon that you touched enemies to hit them with.
Good plan.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Capcom. Alright, so I'm out of lives, out of extra lives. So this is gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna probably play it safer here. Let's see what happens. It's a good thing I was underestimating Bubble Bobble, right?
You say that, but I leveraged the entire window.
Oh.
To have you start on time.
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
It's really a defeatist strategy for me of giving myself right afterwards.
Hey, I'm gonna grab this life. You can't stop me. I'm grabbing this life. I'm gonna get shot by this torpedo that's never gonna die.
Yes.
We're playing it safe, boys and girls. I don't expect to die anymore because we're past all the hard stuff. But I also died on things. I died on things I shouldn't have died on already. So we're playing it safe. All right. So here's our spark shock usage against Airman. This is it. This is the only time we're gonna see this in the entire run. So hope you enjoy while it lasts. Just kind of eat hits and shoot him with sparks. It's a very, very good strategy.
Yeah, the strategy is, will this hit kill you? Then take it. Sprite reduction.
Alright, so we're back to going to the top of the screen. So, jumping up to the top of the screen has multi-purposes in this case. It reduces lag by removing the sprites from the screen. It also kind of tricks the enemy AI a bit. Another thing, again, saving ammo while jumping. A few interesting quirks about the screen is your hitbox goes through the floor when you're doing this. So you gotta be careful not to hit your head on the enemies through the bottom. Also grabbing the ammo through the bottom, because that slows down the game. So you don't want to grab that through the floor. It's very easy to do if you're not careful. So, let's see. I'm actually gonna use an E-tank here, because if I mess this up, I die. It's not a thing I mess up often, but if you get hit by this guy, it does like 8 damage. Does really, really a large amount of damage there if you get hit by them. It's like contact. And since Surge Snakes aren't exactly the quintessential long-range weapons, they kind of got to be careful about it. So, I played it safe. And also, for some reason, his Phantom hitbox exists that doesn't do damage if he's dying. I don't need the health, but I mean, I grabbed it anyway. This is not hard knuckle. So, Crash Man, he acts exactly the same way he does in Mega Man 2, where if you shoot, he jumps. And we're going to use that to our advantage. By punching him a whole bunch. Using our metal fists of fury. Sparkman stage is the easiest of the Doc Robot stages. It's probably why it's done last in speedruns, because, you know, get the breather stage. That's not a breather stage, but get the easier stage. Good old Gemini lasers. Oh,
That's fun. My box.
Gemini laser kills a lot of the enemies quickly. That's why we use it. Nice ammo drop though to slow the game down. Alright, so now magnets will be used against our friend Metal Man. You know, it's kind of interesting that, you know, the guy that's made of metal is weak to magnets.
What are the chances?
What are the odds? I blame Capcom. So this next screen, there is a setup for despawning the music, but it's not like 100% consistent, and therefore I'm not going to risk it. Because if you die here, it's like a 2-minute time loss, because you have to go all the way back to the start for some reason. Thanks, Capcom. You can despawn these enemies, but I didn't do a very good job of it, so I'm just going to act like I kept them there on purpose. I'm going to have to use another E-Tank, because the next Doc Robot is the scariest one of all. Yeah, I'm not gonna. If I get hit by his body, it's Quick Man, and he's extra large and extra fast for some reason. Contact with him does like 8 damage. His boomerangs do only 2 damage. I never understand what they were thinking with this one. All right, we're fine.
There you go.
Hooray! Yeah, he is scary in this game. Like, do not sleep on Quick Man. He will mess you up. His boomerangs only do 2 damage. If he touches you, though, it's with this gigantic hitbox, you kind of get destroyed. Master's game. Master's game. Now, in a weird, strange twist of fate, for some reason, this text is actually faster on the US version. Normally, you play Japanese versions because the text is faster, but in this case, for some reason, the US text is faster. Too many ellipses, I guess. Yeah, Dr. Lay really has no idea what he's trying to say there.
He's very excited though.
Eyebrows. Eyebrows. Okay. I'm not grabbing the life. I have the extra life I need to survive, probably. I've missed every slide input there. This song is my favorite song in this game. Also, if you like penguins, there's more penguins.
Yes.
I also like penguins. Ouch. Well, at least I didn't die of the spikes. So magnets. Again, hammer and toes. 2 magnets. Better than 8 shots. Also much easier to hit with than your pea shooter. Menuing in this game is actually surprisingly difficult. Because if you press B, it switches the page, and then like, if you hit it's like really hard to describe without actually explaining it. But for the menu to top spin, I hit B, then right, then up. But so turtles, I'd be like turtles. Yo, I just got like the God RNG. I just got the God RNG. If he moves, the turtle pattern, he always shoots left, right, right, left, right. The time frame between turtles is determined by what direction he starts moving. If he moves right, it's either short or medium. If he moves left, it's either medium or long. He went right every single time. So I got the God pattern. Also Shadow Blades for premature bees. I'm sure it's not gonna help.
What jerk is on this level?
I don't know, man. Yeah, pre-fire that bee. So despawning rush there. If you remember how I mentioned you can't open your menu while you're sliding. I don't think I mentioned that actually. You can't open your menu while you're sliding. And so if you try to open the menu while you're sliding, it acts like, you know, you actually did open the menu and all your bullets disappear. Also, his hitbox doesn't exist until he's fully real, so, you know, whatever. We're just gonna hang out. Hang out in the corner. Save. Then we start taking some intentional damage boosts to set up. No, dude. I messed up Easy Devil. It's Easy Devil and I messed it up. I mistimed my jump input. So now I gotta wait for one more cycle. Just stand here for a year and then shoot him once.
Small sliver of health. Look at
How much health does he have left?
that. 1 bar.
Yeah. Yeah. I messed up Easy Devil. I have to turn in my speedrun card.
Third card.
There you go. Okay, so this level's not very long. These guys like the game an incredible amount, those light bulbs. So I despawned that second one. Because for whatever reason, despite the fact that it makes less stuff on the screen, it lags the game a whole lot more. I don't know what's up with that. Ugh. I mean, my health doesn't matter here. So I'm just gonna take it, whatever. Whoa, moving platforms that you don't see anywhere else in the game for some reason.
That way you weren't expecting it.
Alright, so this is a clone Mega Man. And now he's not. Yeah, he gets one shot by topspin. If you shoot bullets from Rush Coil or Rush Jet and then switch your weapon, the bullets stay on the screen for some reason. This works in both versions. So you switch to topspin, and for some reason the game just thinks that your bullets are topspin bullets, so he just gets destroyed.
Isn't even a thing.
Which isn't even a thing, yeah. Not even a thing, but the game sure thinks that way. So it just dies instantly. Pretty convenient.
What is that horrifying trash monster?
Yeah, I don't know. They're only in this level too, and only on like those 4 screens. Those are the only times you see those trash monsters. Then they're just gone.
It's like begging you to kill it.
Alright, refights. Snakes. Needles. Kill snakes still. Just as much as before. I'm grabbing his health. So topspin. I just jumped over the warp. So topspin against your friend Shadow Man. I need to jump to use topspin. That's just what you need to do. Right, so now I use hard knuckle to punch the heck out of Top Man. Oh, nice. I got the infamous freeze frame. If you punch in very, very close range, you just freeze for several seconds. To avoid that, you need to make sure the projectile comes out first. Shoot him with the projectile, not with your fist. So you shoot him with magnets. Alright, so this is another interesting thing about Mega Man 3. You know how in Mega Man 2, every Metal Man's weak to himself. In Mega Man 3, every boss is actually weak to themselves in this game. Also, nice new dual laser. Oh, I made him jump over it! I made him jump over it!
Oh, you hit him though.
Yeah, I hit him. Yeah, so every single boss in this game is weak to themselves in some degree. Kills them in 6 shots every time. To save a menu, you use Gemini Laser on Gemini Man, and then Gemini Laser on Needle Man. So, it's the only known time save I know about in terms of using bosses' weapons on themselves, but, you know, that's cool. It's an interesting mechanic. And again, Shadow Blade just too good. Shadow Blade just too good. So you minimize your menuing by using Gemini on Gemini as well as on Needle, and then you use Shadow Man on Magnet and Spark, so you don't have to menu twice. Because who wants to use Search Snakes on Gemini Man anyway?
The one up.
The one up was right there, but
Frames away.
Okay, so this is the first. There's 2 Wily machines you have to fight. This is the first one. Use Search Snakes on this one. So the strategy here is kind of chill here, and then you mash, and then you fire 2 snakes that lag the game enough for you to set up this. If you're a god, you can do it without lag snakes, but I'm not a god. I don't even think I don't even think Fasty uses I don't even think Fasty uses like. I think he uses at least one lag snake. Probably he might not, but you can do it without lag snakes. But lag snakes make it very, very easy in comparison to not. Alright, so now we're about to fight Gamma, the final boss. I have to get my foot on the pedal to be ready for it.
Get ready.
So you just kind of throw shadow blades at this guy. That was difficult. And then switch to rush coil. And then you switch to topspin. Hooray, I did it. Remember when I mentioned that you can't, if you pause when you're taking damage, your invincibility wears off completely? That's another one of the reasons why the Japanese version is faster. You can't do that strategy in American version. You have to do the go to the side, rush coil, shoot bolts in the air, switch to topspin in the air, and have the bullets do that. That is the alternative in that case. But yeah, that's Mega Man 3. Well, Rockman 3, whatever. Hey, I think, did I put my estimate as 40 or 41?
40.
I'm 8 seconds over estimate. I'm ejected. You have to eject me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, get out of here, Andy. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks.
I really appreciate
Thanks for having me.